Hello and welcome to the channel Scene with Chips. If you've been here before, then welcome back. If you haven't been here before, then please consider subscribing and pressing the bell button so that you can be notified of videos that I'm making in the future. Okay, well, today is just a short video really, because I suddenly realised I've had my Harley Davidson Sport Glide for 12 months now, and so I thought I'd just give a 12-month review on what I think of the bike and the things I've done to it in those 12 months. So when I got the bike, it had 2.7 miles on the clock, and on the clock now after 12 months is 4,271. So if my maths is correct, I've done 4,268.3 miles in a year, which I suppose is about average for a year's riding in this country, because we don't get the weather, but we're trying to get out whenever we can. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you around the bike and the extras or the bits and pieces that I've done to it to make it a little bit more personalised for me. Okay, this is the bike and 2023 Sport Glide. So let's start from front to back on what modifications or little changes I've done to it. Obviously the fairing comes as standard, but as standard you get something like a 2-inch fairing that goes across the top there, which is not really about as useful as a chocolate fire guard. So I've put a slightly larger one, slightly taller windscreen on, which makes quite a bit of difference in taking the wind away from you. So that was actually the first thing I did when I got the bike, was to put that on. The other thing that I noticed was that the front fender was very short, and hence when you were going along, the mud was going up and it was hitting the regulator. So I've put a fender extension onto the bottom of there, as you can see there. A fender extension that helps a great deal in keeping the dirt off the regulator, etc. Going further back, you'll see that I've got footboards on here. This bike comes as a standard with foot pegs. I didn't find them very comfortable, so I hunted around and I bought the Harley Davidson footboards that they actually come off a Fat Boy, but because it's a soft tail, same frame, they fit nicely onto the Sport Glide. Right then, one of the major things I had done was I had a stage 1, so the air filter was changed in behind here, letting more air in, so trying to get more performance out of the bike, and although it has got quite a bit of performance anyway. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to keep the standard look, so I didn't really want to change to any fancy air filter cover. So, and also the same thing with the exhaust. I didn't really want to take away the nice gloss black slip-on that came originally with the back. So what I did was I bought a Tab Performance exhaust, or Tab Performance slip-on. You might be able to see there the Tab Performance, and that gave me the original look of the gloss black heat shield that could go over it, so there was no change. So I quite like the look of that, and so that stayed as it is. You may have noticed as I was showing you there that I've got saddlebag guards on here. They were a useful addition, just in case one has a slight accident whilst trying to stop the bike, which tends to be when most accidents happen. Now also what I've had done is you'll notice that the indicator or the turn signal are clear, they're not orange. Now the reason for that is that those I added those as running lights, and if I just turn this on, you'll see there we've now got running lights, 2 running lights and the headlight, which gives added visibility to allow for people to see you coming. And then of course when you put the indicator on or the turn signal on, that just changes to orange as normal. Just turn off the ignition there. Right, coming over here, I've also put on some black, gloss black clutch handles and brake, well, levers, clutch lever and brake lever. I didn't like the sort of aluminium look that you got with the standard bike. And also something that is needed in the UK all year round practically. I'm still using them now, heated grips. Even though we are now into the end of May, I'm still using heated grips. And I suppose eventually the weather will get warmer, but who knows. And then the final thing that I've had done, or that I did, was I've changed the derby cover. The derby cover on here, when it came with the bike, it was a black one. I wanted to keep the chrome theme going back there, of the black and chrome, and so I put on the chrome derby cover. Now when you buy the bike, it doesn't come with a backrest and rack and sissy bar. That's an extra that I bought. I actually bought it at the same time as buying the bike, so it just came with the bike really, although it wasn't something I put on at a later date. So that really is what I've done to the bike so far. Well, in fact, it's really all I really want. Oh, something else I nearly forgot to mention. I did put on a, as you can see here, a flush mounted petrol cap. So it just goes in, press down and twist, and that's instead of having the standard petrol cap on there. And so that really is what I've done so far. I've got no real intentions to do much else. I do have a phone holder on there. I don't like it particularly, and I've just got an SP Connect one, which actually is a Harley Davidson branded one, but it was from SP Connect, and I'm just waiting for the phone cover to arrive so I can fit that to the bike and use that, and it might look a little bit more attractive than that one sticking out there. So yeah. Now the bike itself, as I've said, I do like it, and it's very comfortable to ride, and that's about it from what I've done. Well, there you go. Just a quick walk round of the bike since I've had it. I do find it extremely comfortable to ride. I had a Fat Boy that I had for 9 years that I found very, very comfortable. And that was a 2002 Fat Boy that I customized, and if people look back on my YouTube videos, you'll see the bike and the customization that I had on it. I then changed that for a Road King Special, and I'm afraid I just couldn't get on with the Road King Special at all. It was it must have been too heavy for me, but I just didn't like the feel of it, and it just wasn't for me. And I changed that for this new Sport Glide, and it was the best thing I've ever done. The Sport Glide is a wonderful bike. It's just, it handles so well. It's just a totally different feel to other Harley Davidsons. I think it's just great. It just makes you feel great when you're riding it, and it gives you a lot of confidence. And with the footboards on it as well, and the stage one, it's got the power to overtake. I don't need a 114 engine or a 117. The 107 is fine, and you just turn the throttle and you go, and there's no issues. When I used to have my Fat Boy, which was even though I'd had it bored out to a 96, it still didn't have the acceleration or the torque of something like the 107. And I used to have to plan my overtaking, and before I actually went to overtake a car, I had to make sure that I had plenty of distance to be able to do it. With this, I can just turn the throttle and I go, and it's instantaneous. The torque is just incredible. So if anyone's thinking of changing their bike and they're looking for a Harley Davidson or a different Harley Davidson, or even changing to a Harley Davidson, the Sport Glide, I can't recommend it highly enough. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Not a particularly long video, but just my thoughts on my bike since I've had it for 12 months now. Bye for now. See you in the next one.